Alright everybody, welcome back in. This is going to be another Stormgate cast, and I'm Algorithmore. And today's cast is going to feature Arkuss. Welcome back, Arkuss. And his opponent, also an Infernal playing red, this is Stylloo. Welcome in, Stylloo. And there's something a little bit weird going on over here. There is a proxy. We've got a Iron Vault almost finished with a Shroud Stone right behind it. There is an Iron Vault in Stylloo's base. It's got a Imp that just looks like a normal expand. Whereas Arkuss does have a second base, despite him saying I'm not going to expand. And has another vault on the way, but this vault's up, and so is the Shroud Stone. But nothing out yet. A couple fiends try and grab it, but no, there is a Shroud Stone to chase them away. Second vault up here. It's been a while since you played. They have changed the way vaults work. They do not start now with a charge, so as soon as they pop, you can't immediately pop out a unit. You have to let their charges still charge up. That's just to balance out the Infernal factions, build a little bit more with the other factions. The way these rocks are floating around make me wonder. These buildings are too close. They need to spread apart.
A Stormgate will activate soon.
Okay, so we got two. I think we also maxed out on 2 charges. So 2 brutes coming running in. And they're going to go for the Shroud Stone here. We do have a single fiend up here trying to see what's going on.
A Stormgate has appeared.
Now the Arkuss's brutes have to run back. One of them is at very low health. But it's a stalemate now, as both sides have a Shroud Stone up. There is the Stormgate uncontested at the moment. The Fiend that was up here looks like it may have got taken out. Root's going home. I think they're going to the Stormgate, actually.
Enemy forces have begun to secure a Stormgate.
All you really need are the 2 Fiends. The Fiends will take out this Stormgate really quickly. I see a little imp here. Where are you going, little imp? There's another little imp out for a hike. Stormgate claimed by Stylloo. And we get a shadow mark. These buildings still uncontested. We have a few guarding brutes over here. And another Shroud Stone guarding this side. Well, there's a little impy here. What are you doing, buddy? I think there's a little more zoom out now. I heard there was a new zoom out feature. I don't know if that's launched yet. Can't really tell. Is that more zoomed out? Oh yeah, that is more zoomed out. Ooh, I like that. That's going to be good for observing. Observing this imp right now is the imp is doing nothing. So we'll have to see what's going on there. Meanwhile, Arkuss has built up a larger force guarding this ramp. And we're on Scarlet Isle here. I don't think I've actually been... I've cast a game on Scarlet Isle before. This is a different map than I've noticed. And now we've got a tribute pyre here, but this is Arkuss's tribute pyre. It's in a weird location. I think it might be blocking out the shrine. But there will be a gremlin that pops out here soon that's going to attack that imp, probably. We had some fiends that looks like chasing some units back here. There's that first gremlin out. Now we've got a tribute pyre as well, but the fiends are going to easily take this out. Now Stylloo is marching across with some fiends and brutes. He knows there's an expansion going here. One brute gets by the fiends. Fiends in the front do their best to hold off the units for a moment, but most of them going down. 3 gremlins out. Also taking a few pot shots, but they get taken out very quickly by the brutes. And now Arkuss is going to roll his brutes over to try and defend, but it is not quite as many. Gaunt's coming up the bottom ramp here. They managed to take out the tribute pyre, but then they're going to back up to try and just go full toe-to-toe here. It does look like Stylloo has a slight advantage here. We get a cancel on that, so that was pretty wise from Arkuss. And we see the imp go down. One lone brute got the wrong orders and gets chewed up. Still uncontested buildings over here.
Enemy forces have begun to secure the Stormgate.
And the effigies will be cleaned up, but Stylloo's going to go and grab another Stormgate. Now, what did he do with that shadow mark? He's got it up here. Does this improve the... I'm not sure if it improves research time or not. Stylloo might have a better knowledge about that. Out come some Void Prowlers. While Stylloo's deciding we're going in to the main. Oh, right at the same time, Arkuss is going to say, I'm going to take out this. And this is not great. Stylloo's going to come in and pin him in here. Jumps on top of one Hellborn and actually is able to clean that Hellborn up. That's going to be nice. But here comes some flanking units down for Arkuss. Onto the Gaunts with that Shroudstone on the high ground, also putting a few pot shots down. Hellborn in the back, managed to stay alive, so putting down that extra beach ball damage. And it does look like Arkuss is able to clean up that attack force from Stylloo, and also finally take out these forward buildings. Stylloo going for that third base now. Rebuilding his force up here. Lots of vaults. Looks like it's vault heavy over here. But up comes Arkuss's force. He's also got a lot of vaults. And finally going for that extra base? No, still not yet. Instead, going for damage. Trying to deny a third. So, we're going to jump on top of the defensive army here. It's well positioned. Although a little back and forth for Stylloo means he's going to take a bunch of pot shots there while he's moving about. We're seeing that front line start to go down a little bit. Phantoms popping thanks to the Shroud and the Gaunts here. One Shroudstone up. That's definitely going to help in the defense. These units are starting to look a little bit outnumbered. A couple extra brutes show up. The Hellborn in the back is still helping out, but again, there's a Shroudstone helping Stylloo's forces. The Hellborn decides, let's get out of here. And wisely, she starts running fast first because she's the slowest. And oh no. They're trying to get on top of the brute too, because the Hellborn is basically a lost cause. Hellborn goes down. Brutes turn to fight. And very weak brutes of Stylloo's turn back. They can head back to the Shroud. They can heal up. Another Hellborn joining Arkuss's force while Arkuss is building a base here and still has not yet gone for a base up here.
Dimensional rift detected. A Stormgate will activate soon.
Another Stormgate on the way, as announced by Stormgate Lady. Stylloo trying to just rebuild up here. He's on 4 base, or the 4th base on the way. Both of them a little slower in their expanding than we normally see, and I think that's just due to the fact that there's been a lot of battling and they want to replace their lost army.
Enemy forces have begun to secure a Stormgate.
Now both of the Stormgates so far have been claimed by Stylloo. And I didn't quite watch those last Void Prowlers. They may have got some damage done. I didn't see them. And now we're having just a nice battle around the Stormgate. One brute charged through there. I was wondering what that was about. But the brute went down. Hellborn's in the back once again helping out. 3 Hellborns for Arkuss is what makes the difference here. And those Hellborns now have switched to Stormgate damage, and again, they'll be doing helpful there. Although, we're going to get a little tug-of-war, as Stylloo wants to deny this. And so we're getting a little back and forth. Stylloo doesn't really want to engage the army, although here comes his own Hellborn, and now Arkuss is saying, fine, either buzz off or we're going to fight. And he goes for fighting again. A lot of his Gaunt's not in the battle. He moves them forward, though. And good job there to grab the Gaunt's only and move them forward. Sometimes when you're repositioning, if you use the whole army, that stops, for instance, your Hellborn and your Brutes from fighting. In this case, 3 Hellborn are not enough. Gaunts and Phantoms pushing them back. And you don't like to see that, your slow-moving Hellborn. Here come the Brutes in with a charge! And trying to maneuver those Hellborn back to stay alive. One goes down, but that means the Hellborn numbers are even now, 2-2. And that Stormgate, I think, ended up just being won by no one. So the tug-of-war put on by Stylloo definitely helped there. This base looks like it's up and running. This base finally getting back put down. It was denied many minutes ago. This base up. This base up. Looks like Blood Tree on the way here for Stylloo. Do we have any tier 3 stuff yet for Arkuss? Not looking like it. Sticking on tier 2 for now. And that might mean that Stylloo's going to get a little advantage here. Or if he gets this tier 3 quicker, which is on the way right now, he'll be able to pop out some of those dragons or incarnates. It's also got a nice little shroud path in the middle here. And where's Arkuss' force? His force just chilling down here while he's getting his bases back up. So this base up. This base doing well, although it looks like it's maybe oversaturated. No, there's just a couple imps there that look like they're doing nothing.
Enemy forces have begun to secure a Stormgate.
So this is Stormgate number 4 now. And Stylloo is looking like he might want to take this one too. But in comes Arkuss' force. Nice little flank there to try and get some charge initiated on some of those Gaunts. But Stylloo is committed. Couple more Gaunts going down here on the side. Now it's going to be a toe-to-toe. There are Spriggies above. And the Spriggies are going to be helpful against the Brutes and Hellborn here. Arkuss is unwilling to commit there, and I think he would have had an okay battle. Although there are a lot of Hellborn. That's 6 Hellborn. And like I said, the Spriggans above pose an interesting challenge. If you don't have enough Gaunts, those Spriggans might end up winning the day. The Stormgate goes down, and what do we get? A couple Power Stones, Soul Forges. So extra Hellbornies. That is starting to look like a pretty dangerous Hellborn force. And massing up on Hellborns is one way that Infernals have been playing. But in the mirror, the Spriggans have also been something I've been seeing popping in the late game. We'll see if that works for Stylloo here. Single Gaunt. Ah! He's the force. Arkuss is ready for it, but Stylloo decides to retreat. Regrouping in the middle of the map. Both of them playing a fairly defensive. We've got these really nice defensive matrices at their ramps. Although this is a now forward base for Stylloo. He's going to have to put some defenses up there. And here Stylloo looks like he might be coming in again. He's looking for bases. There's no base here. And instead finds this base here. His forces are a little out of position there, and some charge fruits coming around and try and get a nice flank. Hellborn reinforcements for Stylloo in the back there. That's not looking good for them. They are going to go down to the basketballs of Arkuss. And now it is a wedged in force here, fighting for Stylloo. His Spriggans above doing pretty good, but there are a lot of ground forces here for Arkuss. He's going to rip through the ground army. Shadow Flyers start showing up, but there's nothing for them to target as there's no air here for Arkuss. Oh no, I lie. He has a couple Spriggans of his own now. And those Shadow Flyers are going to take out the Spriggans pretty easily as reinforcements show up for Stylloo, trying to push this. But Arkuss is still just slowly pushing forward, mowing through those gaunts. A lot of Phantoms showing up now. Spriggans trapped above. Gaunts are going to take them out.
Dimensional rift detected. A Stormgate will activate soon.
And Arkuss unsure where he wants to push this force now. Does he go for that Stormgate, or does he keep pushing in and go for the kill? Try and kill some economy. This is the forward base that hasn't got any workers yet. It can be easily taken out. We're starting to see Stylloo, come around to try and defend, but no, he makes a choice that I think I'm going to need that Stormgate. I need some advantage here against this army. Arkuss is flowing in into another base here. It's not fully up, but again, it's another base that's going to go down pretty easy and uncontested here. Stylloo is focusing on the Stormgate. He's not got a lot of DPS there, so it's going to take him a while for him to claim whatever he gets out of there. Maybe something like a deep one might help him here, but I'm not sure. Now we see Arkuss is pulling back. Almost all the way back. He did take out 2 bases, which is really nice. You know, sometimes you don't want to overcommit and find your forces caught behind enemy lines. He goes in to kill that imp. And like I said, this Stormgate taking so long for Stylloo to claim. He finally claims it here. He's got flaming imps in tow. He gets the deep one like I predicted there. Is he going to be able to do something with this? Now, flaming imps, have they changed? They no longer have a countdown. You can just flame them on and bring them with your army. I assume that's the case. In which case, cool. That's way better than they were before. It kind of makes them into true banelings now, I guess. If you can just roll them out. They just need to start roly-polying around like banelings. We need to get some flaming imp speed. Now Stylloo's going to push forward here, but this is a nice defensive position. The flame imps coming in, are they going to try and explode on the buildings? It looks like they're just walking back and forth, and Arkuss is moving his army. I like how he moved it into that position before attacking. That allowed him to get a better concave on these units, so that his units are not just running in one at a time and dying to the concave of Stylloo. The Spriggans above are still doing a lot of work because there's not a lot of anti-air here, but with the deep one gone down, there's not much left on the ground for Stylloo. The Spriggans themselves can slowly pick away at these ground forces, but the ground forces are saying, well, if you have no army, we're going to go forward and kill everything you have. Stylloo is saying this game was a fun one. GG from Stylloo.